Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to Sci-Finatics. Or if you happen to be a new visitor here to this channel, or maybe just a regular viewer that hasn't clicked that subscribe button yet, please do so. I'll aim to bring you all the latest news of what's going on. Lots to report about today for Star Trek Day. We've had announcements regarding Strange New Worlds, we've had announcements regarding Star Trek Picard Season 2, we've had trailers for Prodigy and trailers for Picard. It's all going on. So I'll be doing heaps of videos over the next few days to cover all this latest news. But today we're talking about Strange New Worlds and the cast and character announcements that came out as part of Star Trek Day. So I did a video a few months back. If you haven't seen that yet, click up here to do so. And that covered some predictions that I made about some of these characters that were going to be in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And lo and behold, most of them came true. Today we're going to go through those casting and character announcements, as well as look at the new uniforms for Strange New Worlds and a couple of very blurry kind of looks at the set. We didn't get a lot of shots from the show. We were expecting a trailer. So a little bit disappointed we didn't get a Star Trek Strange New Worlds trailer, because that's what we were kind of all hanging out for. But at least we got to see some visual imagery from the show. So for starters, the predictions that I made earlier came true. We've got Celia Rose Gooding playing Cadet Uhura, fresh out of Starfleet Academy, first posting on board the Enterprise under Pike. Also with Celia Rose Gooding's character of Cadet Uhura, they've canonised her first name. So previously, the only time we'd ever heard her first name mentioned as Nyota was in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek films in the Kelvin universe. So we now know that it has been canonised in the Prime universe as well. We've also got Dr. M'Benga, which was another prediction, and also Nurse Chapel. These three legacy characters from the original series have returned to Strange New Worlds to be in this show. I think it's really good that we've got these legacy characters coming into Strange New Worlds. We also got a bit of a look at some fresh characters we haven't seen before. Now, one of these was a big surprise, and that's the character of Hema, who initially, at first glance, I thought, oh, Andorian. But hang on. No. This isn't an Andorian at all. This is, in fact, an Anar, which we saw on Star Trek Enterprise. The Anar being an offshoot of the Andorians. I think they were blind. They were albino sort of Andorians. They weren't blue-skinned, they were pretty much all white. And if my memory serves me correctly, they were all telepaths. So this will be very interesting, having a main character in the show who's telepathic. The first we've had since Councillor Troy in The Next Generation, other than Vulcans like Tuvok and T'Pol. Either a member of our engineering team or a member of our security team as an Anar in the form of Hema. So that's a good addition. I like the fact that they're calling this back from Enterprise. It's a nice little nod back to that show. Bruce Horak, who plays Hema, the Anar character, is actually legally blind. It seems we have a blind actor playing a blind character, so that's going to be very interesting. We've got another security character, Ortegas. A big surprise that came with our casting and character announcements for Strange New Worlds is the character of Laan Noonien Singh. What? Okay, so we're thinking, okay, relative of Khan, obviously. How does this work? So Khan was put in the Botany Bay ship back in the Star Trek 90s. Wouldn't be Khan's daughter, maybe granddaughter or great-granddaughter, or my mind is spinning trying to do the sums in terms of who this relative of Khan's could be. Obviously this character having the surname of Noonien Singh is going to be in some way related to Khan. Are they going to be genetically enhanced? It would be interesting to see what the connection is and how they kind of utilise that. I do bet, though, at some point, somebody is going to yell, LAN! It would seem unlikely, though, that if you were going to have a character that is a relative of Khan, that they not be in some way genetically modified, even if it's in a kind of a Dr. Bashir kind of way from DS9. So we got a complete name for number one. So Rebecca Romijn's character is Una Chin Riley. We kind of knew that her first name was Una back from the short trek, which was the Q&A one with her and Spock in the turbo lift. But we didn't have a surname up to this point, so we now know surname, Chin Riley. Rebecca remains sort of in the little preamble before they played the video. There was a little sort of almost like a hint dropped by Rebecca Romaine that not only is number one a legacy character, but has a connection to a legacy character. So I think we're going to find out some lineage in terms of number one's past and who she's related to that's probably going to blow our minds. She's going to be related to somebody in Star Trek. Who knows who that's going to be? Maybe it's, I don't know, she turns out to be the grandmother of Janeway or something. I don't know. There's clearly going to be some sort of legacy character connection there to her lineage. Now, in terms of other things we got to see as part of our little Strange New Worlds character promo video, I suppose, is we've got to see new uniforms for our Strange New Worlds crew. They differ quite a bit from the ones we saw in Star Trek Discovery. To be quite honest, I'm not a fan of these uniforms. I thought the ones in Discovery looked so much better, so much more elegant and stylish. Although there appears to be several iterations of the uniform from what we've seen in this little promo video. We've got the ones that we see in the trailer worn by Spock and Pike. They've obviously lost the big black collar, but the lovely, elegant jacket appearance of the uniform has gone, and they look more like the Kelvin universe uniforms, only worse. They reminded me of soccer jerseys. Something you'd expect like a soccer team or something to wear, with the V-neck thing and the black t-shirt thing underneath. They seem way too casual. They don't look like a uniform to me. They look just like something you'd play sport in, like a football or a soccer game or something like that effect. I can't say I'm a massive fan of that particular style of uniforms. There was another variation we saw other characters wearing in this video as well. We saw number one wearing a version which had a zipper on the front and a slightly higher collar. Now, these ones looked a little bit better. We do see Cadet Uhura wearing one of the zipper variations in this video where she's got the higher collar with the zipper. But again, it kind of looks like a tracksuit top, something that you'd put on after you'd played the soccer game worn by the other crew members. It's a little bit too casual for my liking. I would have liked to see something a little bit closer to the Discovery Season 2 uniforms that were a little bit more formal. I think they've just gone a little bit too casual with these uniforms. I can't say I'm a huge fan. Also, Jess Bush's character of Nurse Chapel in sickbay, she's got the white version with the zipper and the higher collar. Looks a bit better. And again, Dr. Mabenga is different again. He's got a much rounder collar, probably a little bit more typical uniform style here. So out of all of the characters shown in the promo video, Dr. Mabenga is probably, his variation of the uniform is the most uniform-like. Now, we also got to see a few more shots, even though there was sort of background blurriness, of the bridge of the Enterprise. It seems pretty close to the Discovery. They've made a few changes. I think there's probably a bit more grey and white, and a bit less blue, maybe, I think, in this bridge than we saw in Discovery Season 2. They've obviously as well lost the very colourful rainbow-like lights that adorn the top of the bridge. What seems like red, mainly red colouring on these, but this could just be because it happens to be a red alert moment, perhaps, and they've changed colour. Another big change and difference in this little video is the fact that Spock's had a bit of a haircut. I thought he might look incredibly similar to how he appeared in the short treks, but he's had a bit of a trim. He's not got quite so much of a Bobby Bowl haircut as he did in those things, and his haircut's probably a little bit more contemporary than what it was in those short trek episodes. In fact, if you compare it, his hairstyle is a lot closer to how Spock looked in the original The Cage pilot. So I think it was great to learn about our new characters in Strange New Worlds. I'm a bit sad we didn't get to see a trailer. I think Star Trek Day would have been an amazing chance to get a look at a first trailer for this show, which we kind of all thought we were going to get. I'm glad we got some visual material at Star Trek Day. At least we got to see the uniforms, we got to see a little bit of the bridge, but not too much, and we got to learn more about the characters that are going to be in Strange New Worlds. So I'm glad that most of my predictions from my video earlier this year did come to pass. Glad we got those predictions correct. And good to see those characters in the show. Guys, let me know what your thoughts were about the various Star Trek Strange New Worlds announcements that came out as part of the Star Trek Day event. Let me know what you think about all of our legacy characters returning in the form of Dr. M'Benga and Nurse Chapel and Uhura, and also what you think of the costumes that were seen in the video here. What do you think of the costumes? Do you like them? Maybe not as much. Let me know your thoughts and see what you think. Or as always, guys, please don't forget to leave a super thanks if you're able to. Like, comment, share if you haven't already done so, and subscribe. Check out my merchandise at the merchandise page by clicking the link in the description, or check out memberships by clicking that join button. There's heaps of Star Trek news to report, so I'll be back tomorrow with my roundup on... we've got lots of things. We've got the Star Trek Picard Season 2 trailer. We've got a Prodigy trailer to talk about. We've got Lower Decks trailer. It's all going on. So there'll be heaps of videos coming out, and I'll see you guys then.